Imagine waking up one morning with a cold, unsettling feeling. The realization that the life you've built, your career, your relationships, even the opinions you hold, is not actually yours. That every choice you've made wasn't a choice at all, but a reaction, a performance, a carefully constructed lie. Think about it. How much of your day is spent playing a role? The good employee, the dutiful child, the supportive friend. How often do you say yes when every part of your being wants to scream no? You feel it, don't you? A quiet sense of exhaustion. A feeling that you're an actor in your own life, reading lines from a script you never agreed to. Today we delve into one of Carl Jung's most critical insights. The idea that this script, this mask, is the very thing preventing your real life from beginning. Jung called this mask the persona. The persona is the face we present to the world. It's the polished, acceptable version of ourselves that we create to gain approval, to fit in, and to navigate the complexities of society. It is the good version of you. And in many ways it's necessary. It protects us. But here's the problem. A problem most people never solve. We forget we're wearing it. We begin to believe the mask is our real face. We become so identified with this external self that we lose all connection to the vast, authentic person beneath. We live for the applause of others, terrified of what would happen if we showed them who we truly are. We trade our authenticity for approval, and in the process, we live, as Jung would say, an unlived life. But here is the most crucial realization of all. The danger isn't just the mask you wear. It's what you are desperately hiding beneath it. It's the parts of yourself you have rejected, disowned, and buried deep in the darkness of your unconscious. Most people will go to their graves never daring to look at what's down there. And that is why their lives never truly begin. Stay with me, because what we are about to uncover is the key to breaking free. And it will force you to confront the one thing you've been avoiding your entire life. If the persona is the polished version of you that you show to the world, then the shadow is everything you hide from it. The shadow is the part of your psyche that contains everything you deem unacceptable. Your fears, your rage, your envy, your unspoken desires, your vulnerabilities, and even your hidden strengths. It is every part of yourself that you were taught to be ashamed of. From the moment you were born, you were conditioned. You were told, don't be selfish. Stop being so sensitive. Don't be angry. And so, piece by piece, you began to disown these parts of yourself. You cut them off and locked them away in the basement of your mind, hoping they would disappear forever. But here's the profound and terrifying truth. What you repress does not disappear. It doesn't just go away because you refuse to look at it. Instead, it operates in the dark. It controls you from beneath the surface. And it manifests in one of the most common and destructive of human behaviors: projection. Have you ever felt an intense, irrational dislike for someone, without a clear reason why? Have you ever been disproportionately triggered by a specific behavior in another person? Their arrogance, their weakness, or perhaps even their confidence? Jung believed this is the shadow at work. When we are deeply disturbed by a quality in someone else, it is almost always because that very quality exists within us, hidden in our own shadow. You are not reacting to them. You are reacting to a disowned part of yourself. And this is why you are stuck. This is why you feel like you're living in a loop, attracting the same unfulfilling relationships, or making the same self-sabotaging mistakes. You are fighting the same external battles because you refuse to face the inner war. The mistake most people make is trying to fight this monster. They try to destroy their shadow, to repress it even further. But Jung's great insight was this: you cannot destroy the shadow. You can only integrate it. The key is not to defeat what you find in the darkness, but to understand it. But how? How do you take back these broken, terrifying pieces of yourself? The answer lies in a process Jung called the greatest journey a human being can take. It is the real beginning of your life. And what you are about to learn will challenge every assumption you've ever had about who you are. This journey is called individuation. Individuation is the process of becoming your whole, authentic self. It is not about becoming a good person in the eyes of society. It is not about achieving external success. It is about integrating all aspects of your psyche, the light and the dark, the persona and the shadow, into a complete, functioning whole. This is what it truly means to find yourself. It is not a single event. It is not a flash of insight. It is a lifelong commitment to uncovering what has been buried. It is the conscious choice to stop living as a fragment and to instead become complete. But here's the reality. Most people will never complete this journey. In fact, most will never even begin it. Why? Because facing yourself is the most uncomfortable, terrifying work you will ever do. It demands that you stop running. Think about your life right now. How often do you seek distraction? The moment you feel silence or boredom, how quickly do you reach for your phone? How quickly do you fill the quiet? With endless scrolling, with binge watching, with work, with social noise, with anything to keep you from being alone with your own thoughts. This is not an accident. It is a defense mechanism. It is your mind's desperate attempt to avoid the deeper questions, to avoid the uncomfortable truths of the shadow lingering just beneath the surface. We run from the darkness, we cling to the mask, and we remain strangers to ourselves, stuck in a life that isn't ours. But even for those who find the courage to begin, even if you start to confront your shadow and question your persona, there is one final illusion. One last, monumental trap that the mind sets to stop you. It is the most subtle and powerful illusion of all. And understanding it is the final realization that separates a life of mere existence from a life of true, authentic living. What you are about to hear may change the very way you see reality itself. Throughout this entire journey, we have talked about you finding yourself. But now we must confront the deepest question of all. Who is the you that is doing the looking? Most people go through life believing they are a fixed, singular entity. They believe they are their thoughts, their memories, their name, their job, their past. This is what Jung called the ego. The ego is the center of your conscious mind. It's the voice in your head that says I, and me, and mine. It's the part of you that builds your identity, that clings to beliefs, and that fears its own death. It is the actor who has become convinced he is the role he is playing. But here is the radical, liberating truth. You are not your ego. The ego is not you. It is merely a fragment of a much larger, more profound reality. Jung called this greater reality the self. The self is not just your conscious mind, it is the totality of your being. It is your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. It is your persona, your shadow, your ego, and everything in between, all united. It is the whole, integrated, authentic being you were always meant to become. The ego is the character on the screen. The self is the entire screen, the projector, and the audience all at once. This is the ultimate revelation of Jung's work. Life does not begin when you get the right job or find the right partner or gain the approval of others. That is the life of the ego, the life of the persona. True life, your life, begins when you stop identifying with that small, fearful fragment of yourself. It begins when you find the courage to turn inward, to face the darkness of your shadow, and to begin the sacred journey of individuation. To find yourself is not to create a new identity. It is to uncover and reclaim the wholeness that was always there, buried beneath layers of fear and conditioning. You were never truly lost. You were only hidden. The self you have been seeking has been within you all along, waiting. The only question is, are you brave enough to finally look? Thanks for sharing the silence.